I think what's left on my bucket list now, when it comes to rubber and glue, I've done everything I want to do. Mm-hmm. The humans I want to play now, I'm a softie for Hallmark Christmas movies. I am. You didn't expect that, did you? No, I know. Well, I would love to play the dad of a grown woman who's having some relationship issues, right? Right, and of course her mom, my lovely wife, has passed away, so I want to have the talk with her that your mother would be so proud if she were still here. While I'm holding a cup of cocoa wearing a sweater with reindeer on it.
Please, everyone, put your hands together for Doug Jones. No, but it should... Please.
Thank you so much. I'm always worried nobody's going to show up, so thank you so much for being here.
That would not happen here.
Well, I have imposter syndrome, you see, so I'm always sure that I'm going to ruin the day. You know what I mean? No, bless you, child. Bless you. I had a little car accident and then surgery to fix everything, all my tendons in my rotator cuff about 5 weeks ago. But I can take, now that I'm not at my table going, I can take this off for a minute, okay? So do what you got to do.
Absolutely. I have to switch questions because I was about to ask you a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle questions, and that would have probably. And
I would know nothing about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all good. And actually, we have a special treat for you guys. You want to see a special treat? We have something. It's about 5 minutes. It's going to be on that screen, hopefully.
Y'all recognize that guy? Yeah. My.
Half past 6, babe. Time to head for golden lights. Hey, it's a good time for the great taste dinner at McDonald's. It's Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Next.
Hi, I am Pencilhead.
And I am son of Pencilhead.
My name is Abraham Sapien.
No. There is no such name.
Oh, I don't like it either.
I will never see my home. But if we win this war, my children's children may one day gaze upon the real Catarius.
Great speech, Oswald.
My name is not Oswald! It's Penguin!
Soy un fauno. Vuestro más humilde súbdito artista.
Wench! Trollop! You buck-toothed, mop-right firefly from hell!
Oh, that is cool.
Your name in my
No!
Unable to perceive the shape of you, I find you all around me. Your presence fills my eyes with your love. It humbles my heart, for you are everywhere.
I am Commander Saru.
We were biologically determined for one purpose and one purpose alone. To sense the coming of death. I sense it coming now. We have come to Pavo for your help. We have come to end this war. I'm so afraid. So afraid. I gave you an order. Do you understand?
Captain Saru, I understand that you are upset. You're in command. It's a time of crisis. And your culture trains you to be on the heightened lookout for enemies. But I assure you, I'm not one of them.
How dare you treat me like one of your xenoanthropology subjects? You're not an enemy, Burnham. You are a proven predator. And I know this not only because my instincts tell me that you are, but because your actions show me that you are. I am deeply jealous that I never got the chance you had.
To be Captain Dorjo's first officer.
You stood by her side and learned everything she had to teach. The anticipated scenario, you would move up and out. Captain your own starship. And I would take your place. I never got that chance. Black alert. Go.
Oh, thank you. 39 years of acting. And that reel was made before What We Do in the Shadows. So I wish I could have better nafanas on there for you as well.
Well, that reel does bring a number of questions up, like, do you eat at McDonald's?
I did, and they bought my first house for me with that. Mac Tonight ran 27 commercials over a 3-year period, so I did buy my first house with McDonald's money. So, yeah, and I did eat there until, I'm at 65 now, so it's not healthy anymore. Shh. Shh.
It is in Canada.
Okay, but it's better in Canada, yeah.
It's better in Canada. So I like to ask this question of everybody. You've played a lot of heroic characters, a lot of people. Even if you were covered in prosthesis, we could still identify with you. When you were growing up, who were the characters you identified with?
Oh, golly. Well, it was a combo platter. Mostly I watched sitcoms and variety shows. So I connected with Dick Van Dyke, watching the Dick Van Dyke Show, tall, lanky, goofy man that was the leading man as well. It's like, oh, I want to be that one day, right? But also, if you watch the Andy Griffith Show, Don Knotts playing Barney Fife. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I really related to him because I felt very...
Andy,
right.
Andy.
Exactly. Oh, Andy. He had a skinny neck like me and bug eyes like me, and I'm like, I want... yeah. So those kind of characters, like Gilligan's Island, Gomer Pyle, anyone that was kind of a goofy character actor would help young Dougie in his early self-image struggles come home from school and turn on the TV and be like, oh... well, those are my people, right? So maybe I belong on TV one day. That's kind of what early inspired me. And my first monster movie that I saw was, I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we had a Friday night horror show hosted by Sammy Terry. Remember, my good friend from high school is here. Wave, everybody. That's Monica Haynes. Yay, yay. Yes, we've been friends for 51 years. Yeah, I know.
Amazing, since she's only like 33?
That's the weird part. Is it? Yeah, we're in our 30s, so I don't know how that happened. But yeah, you watch Sammy Terry on TV too, right? He hosted the Friday Night Fright show, and showed movies. So my parents would never let me stay up that late, so I was on a sleepover at my best friend's house, and we stayed up watching The Mummy with Boris Karloff, and I was like, all right. Who is that? What is that? How is that? That was my first experience with a horror film. And he haunted me, and he gave such and from the heart, out the eyes kind of performance that I'm like, I want to be, now that I do want to be one day. Then my follow-up horror film was The Creature from the Black Lagoon. And I've had the pleasure in my adult life to meet both Ben Chapman, who did The Creature from the Black Lagoon on land, and Rico Browning. Thank you. I met him before. I met both of them before they passed away. But Rico Browning was the last remaining Universal monster alive, and so we did a panel together at one of these cons once. I couldn't stop petting him. I'm like, right, you know. And he told me he'd watched The Shape of Water and he thought I did a great job as the creature. I'm like, oh, I can die happy now. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, and I enjoyed the petting. So if you have to do it again,
more to come. Okay.
All right, awesome. You have been in a lot of prosthesis. You've been in. How have you learned to emote with all the makeup and all that stuff on there? How difficult is it to emote through that?
Well, it depends on the character. It depends on the design of the character. But really, the beginning of it all is like any actor should do. It starts with the script and taking the character in with the writer's intention, talking to my director, getting notes of quirks, idiosyncrasies, what do you want to see from this character? And then I'll take that in my heart and soul and find out his wants, his needs, his loves, his intentions, his relationships. All that has to be there as an actor. That's the misconception, is that you've got really talented elbows, so you must be a creature actor. And so I don't like the title creature actor because I'm actually just an actor who has played some creatures, right? That's how I look at it, because I want to take it in and do the process that any actor would do. Then, if you're playing something non-human, that adds another layer to the whole preparation time. So after all of that internal work, now it's like, okay, there's concept art, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna be, whoo. And then I'll go to a dance studio with some floor-to-ceiling mirrors, and I'll find his stance, his walk, his squat, his lunge, whatever the script calls for, and try to find his body language that will go along with everything else that's internalized. Once I've done that, and that's in a t-shirt and shorts, then the creature effects makeup process starts, and that's with the early test fittings and test footage. I'll go into the creature shop and get pieces put on me one at a time to start learning his vibe and how what this is gonna change. Because sometimes if you practice something up here in the dance studio with a t-shirt on, you put the suit on, it's like, well, okay, now I gotta change that, don't I? One example of something fun, though, was when I did the first Hellboy movie. Abe Sapien was being built one piece at a time. They would bring me multiple trips to the creature shop to try those on. The first thing they had done was the head piece. There were 12 prosthetic pieces from head to toe. That's the longest makeup I've ever done. It took 7 hours a day to get into on a continuous basis during our shoot. So they had the head piece all glued on to me, and the hands. That's all we had, and I was shirtless with shorts on in the back of the creature shop in front of a full-length mirror, and I was looking at going, huh. And what I'd practiced at home was I watched my goldfish in my home tank, right? I loved having goldfish because I loved their curious heads, as they and what came behind, though, were these beautiful flowing fins that were very, very calming. And I thought, well, that's Abe Sapien. He's the calming influence on the BPRD team. Hellboy is the brute, he's the muscle, and Abe is the intellect and the heart, right? So I wanted the goldfish kind of understand that. So I'm doing, in front of this mirror, I'm doing like, I'm kind of practicing this with my limbs going. And I didn't realize he was there that day, but from across the room I heard, "That! Keep that! I like that!" Guillermo del Toro, right? I didn't know he was there watching me. So that's all we ever discussed. That's all the direction I ever got for Abe Sapien from Guillermo. He liked what I came up with, and he's the kind of a director that if he likes the taste of the soup, he's not going to add any more spice to it if it's already delicious. Leave it be, right? Love that about him as a director.
That is awesome, and shows quite a bit of acting ability on your part. Now, I do want to mention we have a microphone right here. If you have questions, please get in line. There's no better way to show your love for Doug than to ask questions. Though I do have one more quick question.
Okay.
As they're lined up. Do you prefer the practical effects, or now they're doing a lot with CGI and dots on the face? Which do you prefer?
I have not done motion capture ever. I did for a TV commercial once, and the Silver Surfer looked motion capture-ish, but I was in a full rubberized makeup and costume every day to play the surfer, and they did a CG coating over me in post-production. But with that base underneath there, when the CG coating went away and I was powered down and turned tarnished in that middle of the movie, that was just me in the makeup all ready to go. Better question is, do I prefer wearing crazy makeups or playing a human? That's a good question.
That was on my list.
Well, I'll tell you, because I'm 65 now, as we've discussed, I'm kind of moving away from monsters and pursuing more human roles now. So in the last 2 years, since Star Trek Discovery went off the air, we stopped filming it. It went off the air last year. I've been playing nothing but humans. I've done like about 9 movies I'm playing a lot of like quirky doctors and benevolent, helpful doctors doing a house call. I played demons in human form multiple times. I played a quirky delivery guy in a Christmas movie called All Is Merry and Bright. It's not out yet, but that was fun. That was really fun. I had a sassy, sarcastic sense of humor. I was a guest star on a show called Blue Ridge. Their season 2 hasn't started airing yet, but I'll be in season 2. And the list goes on and on with all the characters. But I was a hillbilly and living in the mountains. I've been, like, again, a demon in human form. So there's a lot this face can do without rubber on it, come to find out. I'm happy about that.
Well, is Lawrence Fishburne still doing your voice?
Never again. No, mind you, love Lawrence Fishburne. He's a brilliant actor. Yeah, but my contracts protect me from being voiced over ever again.
Very cool. I like that. I really, really like that. All right, our first question, your name, where you're from, and your question.
My name is Dave. I'm from Massachusetts. And I just found out that you had done a version of Nosferatu about 2 years ago.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, thank you for knowing about that. There were 2 Nosferatus came out within 2 months of each other. The big Nosferatu, directed by Robert Eggers, starring Bill Skarsgård in the same role, Count Orlok. That came out in theaters in December. Well, 2 months before that, in October of 24, just like this past year, mine came out, Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror. You can find it easily if you type in to either Amazon Prime for a rental fee, Apple TV probably for a rental fee, but on Tubi as well for free, with commercials. If you type Nosferatu Doug Jones, it'll come right up. Yeah. But that was like a bucket list character for me. He was like, I couldn't wait to play. If anyone asked me years ago, what's one role you haven't done yet that you'd love to, it was like, I must play Count Orlok as Nosferatu. Well, I finally got the chance to do that. My director friend, David Lee Fisher, we had worked together before on a movie called The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which was also another remake of an old classic silent film. What he did with those silent films is he grabbed the footage from the backdrops and created plate shots that took all the original actors out digitally and put us in. So we were filmed in a lot of green screen. There was a green screen element to almost every frame of the movie. And so that combined the old look of the film and the new actors and with dialogue and sound that the silent films didn't have. It was a treat for me. But we stuck to the original story. We honored the original story and kept to it. So the dialogue really just helped flash out what you already saw in the silent film. Did the same thing with Nosferatu. And I absolutely loved playing him so much. I got to play in the same environment that Max Schreck did back in 1922. So it really was the world to me to be able to do that. So thank you so much for asking about that.
Thank you.
Awesome, thanks.
Hi.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, thank you. My name is Rachel. I'm from 15 minutes up the road in Griswold. So what I was going to ask you about is, I talked to you about this a little bit earlier, but could you expand upon your experiences with The Neighbors, which was another one where you were playing an alien but in human form?
Yeah, that's one of those things where my face showed up on TV but I was an alien in human form, which I've done more than once. Did anyone ever see that TV show, The Neighbors, on ABC? Right. It only lasted 2 seasons, and that's probably why. Where were the rest of you? But I was a recurring character in season 1. The premise of the show was that this nice human family got a really cheap deal on a townhouse in a neighborhood that they didn't realize the entire subdivision was filled with aliens from another planet that were posing as humans, right? So I was one of them. I was one of the neighbors that showed up here and there. That was produced by Dan Fogelman, and he is a funny, funny man, and had a staff of funny, funny writers, and cast a bunch of funny actors. And going to work every day on that show was a giggle fest. We just laughed all day, and I looked forward to going to work, which is it's tough for any of us to be able to say. I can't wait to get to work. Yeah, so thank you for even knowing about that, love.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Jeremy. I'm from Montana.
Wow.
Yeah, made the flight over here for that.
Oh, wow.
My wife and I are huge fans. I was actually at the Hellboy sneak premiere when it came out in Austin.
Hellboy 1?
Yes.
Oh, long time. In Austin, Texas?
Yes.
Yeah.
But my question is, if you had to estimate how much time of your career that you have spent in prosthetics.
Oh, gosh.
And which one was the hardest for you?
Yeah. Well, the farther you get from human, the harder it's going to be. So I've played some non-humans many a time. Probably the hardest and Did anyone see the movie called Bug Buster? Of course not. It went straight to the VHS.
Is it on Tubi? Because we'll watch it.
It might be on the Tubi, I don't know. Bug Buster. Well, I played the mother bug in that, of course. And can I tell this? I got to tell you a story that came out of that one. The premise of that one was that all these insects were killing people in this town. And where are they coming from? Why are they? What are they made of? What species? We don't know. So they called in a specialist. Here comes Randy Quaid in a military uniform with Coke bottle glasses, and he's like, "Let's kick some bug ass!" So he investigates the thing, and he finds a cave just outside of the town where all these bugs are coming from. So he gets out there. By the time he gets there, more death has happened. He shows up by himself now. He's solo. He gets into the cave, and he gets deep enough to find the mother bug protecting her pile of eggs. Right. The costume was, yeah, I had a stinger coming out of my ass. I had big, huge wings, 6 legs, and my front legs were pinchers, like with long fiberglass blades that went like this, kind of like a cockroach. And my head was up here, like that would respond on pulleys to my head. And I was in netting with fur coming out of it in the neck of this creature, right? So just absolute hell. And this was pretty far from human. Awful to wear. Randy and I had a fight scene. When he gets into the cave, he finds me and goes, "Ah!" And he tries to shoot me with bullets, and I don't die. Then he has a flamethrower with him. He tries to, I don't burn. He has a CO2 gun. He tries to freeze me. I won't freeze. He throws all of his weapons down, and then it gets weird. As if it was, yeah, so he puts his hands up and says, "Come on, man, you and me, mano y mano. We're gonna have a fist fight." So we had this choreographed fight scene where, we're yanking each other and swinging things and rolling around here, bouncing off the cave walls. And we were in a real cave. It was actually the Bat Cave. Have you ever saw the old Batman TV series? The car comes out. We were in that cave up in Griffith Park in California. And I told Randy ahead of time, "Randy, I can't see very well. Be careful with these fiberglass arms. I don't know how sharp they are." "Don't worry, buddy, I'll be fine. You do what you got to do. Let's get to it." And action. Just fight, swing, smack, bounce off the wall, roll on the floor. I end up on top of him. Cut. They take me off and put me back on my bug chair. I had a stinger, remember? And I asked the nice assistant lady, "Can you go check on Randy? I didn't see him get up." So she goes over back to the fight scene, and I hear from over there, "Randy, dog buddy, can you hear me?" "Yeah, yes. How are you?" Everything's fine. Don't worry about me. We can go another take. I'm good to go. Do what you got to do." I guess he's fine. The next voice I heard seconds later was a young production assistant. "Can I get some ice over here? I can't stop the bleeding." I had gashed his forearm, so he was projectile bleeding. And, "Doug, buddy, I'm fine. Are you kidding me?" So they tape up his arms and he goes for take 2. Do you believe this? Randy Quaid. So I was just glad he was still alive. because I didn't want to go down in history as the insect who killed Randy Quaid. I don't want that as the title of my book. That would be a great title for my autobiography, wouldn't it? I almost killed Randy Quaid. Okay.
I'd read that.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you. So you needed Casper Van Dien in that, because he could be like, let's kill the bugs.
That's what I'm talking about.
That would have worked.
Yes.
My name is Brett from Fort Collins, Colorado.
Oh, I'm going to be there.
Yes, I know.
Like next week?
I have opinions, but
oh, okay.
it's not going to be this.
We'll talk later. Okay, it's not going to be this big. I understand.
We were talking yesterday about the creature curtain call, and I was wondering. You were talking about the transition to more human roles, and I was wondering if that has informed your character, the Baron, starting from the monster vampire to later seasons. It is the Doug Jones vampire.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was informed by your decisions.
Actually not. Oddly enough, the writers must have picked up a vibe or something. I never had this discussion with the writers from What We Do in the Shadows. Just to fill you in, I had 4 different looks on that show. I started in full head-to-toe rubber bits as a wrinkly old withered vampire with pointy ears, kind of Nosferatu-ish looking, right? And then he got burned by the sun and broke in half and was buried, and we thought he was dead. He gets dug up in season 3. I'm alive, right? So he goes around with a half body for a while, riding on the back of a golden retriever. Oh my God. It was an absurd show, and I loved it. And then in season 4, I magically got turned into this with a wig, right? To officiate Nandor's wedding. And that, when I saw that in the script that I was submitted for that episode, I'm like, oh! It said he was revived to his original glory, his original form. I'm like, well, back to season 1 wrinkly guy, or it was this with a wig? I kissed all the writers. Thank you so much. You didn't know this, but this is where I want to head, yeah. But of course, he got burned by the sun, so I had to be crispy again for a little minute. And then in season 6, they bring me back, and I'm all better again. So that was a nice, but it was, they created a nice transition piece for me to go from rubberized monster guy into more human-looking Dougie face. So I really owe them a lot for that. That helped the process a lot. Thank you for asking.
And please stay out of the sun from now on.
I'll stay out of the sun. Right. Okay.
Hi, Doug. I'm Mackenzie. I follow you on Tumblr, so I'm really glad to meet you.
Tumblr.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the one. Thank you.
That's me. Talking more about human roles, I was wondering if there's any dramatic roles or like classical roles that you really wish you could play at some point, or if there's any roles that you see on TV and you're like, man, I would love to be that character.
Yeah. I think what's left on my bucket list now, when it comes to rubber and glue, I've done everything I want to do. Mm-hmm. The humans I want to play now, I'm a softie for Hallmark Christmas movies. I am. You didn't expect that, did you? No, I know. Well, I would love to play the dad of a grown woman who's having some relationship issues, right? Right, and of course her mom, my lovely wife, has passed away, so I want to have the talk with her that your mother would be so proud if she were still here. While I'm holding a cup of cocoa wearing a sweater with reindeer on it. That's my dream role.
Thank you.
Let's make it happen.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Rachel Lindsay Marks, but you can call me question marks. Rachel question marks if you want.
Love it.
I am from the bear capital of Connecticut, aka Simsbury.
Okay.
And what's your favorite human role, and what's your favorite non-human role?
That I've played?
Yeah.
It's impossible to pick favorites, because it's like, they're all my children, and I've invested so much of myself into these characters. Good guys, bad guys, rubberized, not rubber, it doesn't matter. It's like they all have become a part of me, and me a part of them in a way.
Wow.
But some highlights are the ones that I get response from. So the amphibian man from The Shape of Water, the romance of that was like, loved it so much. I also love the fawn from Pan's...
I liked that movie.
And thank you. And the fawn from Pan's Labyrinth was this. Was he good? Was he bad? You didn't know until the very end. And again, beautiful design. Abe Sapien from the Hellboy movies, of course. I loved how his place in the BPRD, and Billy Butcherson, of course, very from Hocus Pocus, getting to play like a goofy zombie that didn't want to eat brains. He just wanted to go back to sleep. Great fun. And as humans go, I did an independent film a few years ago called My Name is Jerry. It's on the YouTube. If you go to the YouTube and type in My Name is Jerry, the full feature film should be there for free in its entirety. And that I got to play a middle-aged white guy going through a midlife crisis, which I am and have done. So I really understood him a lot. We had a great time playing that.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you for asking.
I'm from Connecticut, by the way.
Yes, awesome.
Simsbury.
Yes.
Hello. Hi. Ryan from Colorado here.
Oh.
Anyway, can you discuss your experience on Buffy?
Oh, I sure can. Yes. Thank you. You Buffy fans in here? Yeah. Come on. Okay. Yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer had this special episode come along in season 4 called Hush. And Joss Whedon was the showrunner of that and the head producer of the show. And, TV shows have a huge writing staff, and a different director will direct every episode, because while one episode is shooting, the next one is getting prepped. So they really switch out directors a lot. So to have Joss Whedon come out of his office, write this episode, and direct this episode, we knew it was going to be a special one, right? And then my audition for this was, my agent said, I have an audition for you, but there's no dialogue. They just want you to smile a lot. So I was like, oh, I've done weirder things, that's for sure. So I go into this audition, and Joss Whedon is in there with all the writing staff. There's a room full of people. And he's like, okay, I want you to smile as big as you can and never lose it, and then kind of glide across the room, and then show me some intimidating, but I want you to be very gentle-like and very flowy, and you're about to tear someone's heart out. Okay, go. Right? So I did that, and he was like, while he watched me, and my dear friend Camden Toy was in an audition. He was right after me, and he did the same thing. And Camden Toy and I both creeped Joss Whedon out just enough that he changed the design of the makeup just for the two of us. There were a total of, I think, 6 gentlemen, and the other 4 were more background gentlemen, and their smiles were built into their prosthetic makeup mask. And originally we were all going to have that smile built into the mask on the outside of our own mouth, so we didn't have to hold it. It would just be there. Well, because Camden and I had smiles that made Joss go, he said, we got to redesign those two, their makeups, so that we can get their lips glued on and have them do their real smiles, and we'll put some, they put silver-colored, chrome-colored teeth dentures in us. So that's how that came about, and it ended up working, I think. But I'll tell you what, when you smile like that all day, and you never lose it, you're always smiling, always. It's like wedding photos, It starts trembling in the cheek, yeah. But yeah, great fun. We floated around town. I could talk about this episode all day because there was so many elements involved in it. But when you saw us from here up, we were on platforms on wheels, and some poor production assistant pushing us around because we glided. We didn't walk. And when you saw us full body, we were floating 6 inches above the ground in harnesses with wires up to tracks that dragged us along. So it was quite a production. And I stole everybody's voice in town, so over half the episode was done in complete silence. All the cast had to mime everything. And the network told Joss, you can't do that. You can't take dialogue away. We're going to lose viewers. They were thinking, like, stimulate all the senses or we're going to lose everybody. Well, the exact opposite happened, right? You lose the voice and everybody went like, you lean into your TV because you didn't want to miss a beat, right? So it really worked, and that was the one episode that was Emmy nominated. Yeah, so thank you for that.
Thank you. You amaze me.
Awesome. Next question.
Hi, I'm Rachel and I'm from Philadelphia, and I know one of your earliest film roles was in Night Angel.
Oh, good heavens.
Do you have any good stories about the making of Night Angel?
Night Angel. I was a human in that too. I was a victim of the monsters in that one.
She's a real OG, Doug.
That's so good. You go back, baby. Okay. If you know, oh, gosh, that was 1980. I think it might have come out in 1990, but I filmed it in 88, 89.
Yeah.
That's how old I am. I was Ken. I was the goofy sidekick to the good-looking guy in this movie, which is kind of my role in life as well. I'm always the goofy sidekick to all the good-looking people. And I'm not asking for pity. It's all good. I know where I am. So I was, yes, I was, he was the object of Lilith's desire. Lilith was the, Satan's mistress, and during a full moon, something, she came out from hell to capture the heart of a young man in love. There was some legend that went along with it. Okay, so she was after him, and I was his best friend, the goofy sidekick. So she got to me first to help get him, and so that means I ended up working with Issa Anderson, who played Lilith, and she was delightful and beautiful. And my best friend was played by Lyndon Ashby. If anyone watched Teen Wolf, he was Tyler Posey, not Dylan, Tyler, the main werewolf boy, his dad. And the sheriff of the town, I guess, right? And I did guest star on an episode of Teen Wolf, too, so I saw Lyndon again. But anyway, so we end up, Lilith gets me out into the woods and ends up killing me by pressing her fingernails into my chest cavity and lifting me up with one arm. So that means I'm on a seesaw with this special effect thing, going, as I'm dying. And she had a contraption where my blood was going into her veins, being sucked out through her fingers. So they had a prosthetic hand for close-ups and all that. Well, anyway, our director was this French man named Dominique Othenin-Girard. And he was an artistic director. We're doing a horror film, right? But and so my death scene, oh God, he wanted me to milk it for as long as I could, and just, I want you to die, but you enjoy it. Okay. And so I'm being lifted up, going, and I'm 20-nothing at the time, so I didn't have that much experience. I'm doing this heavy, emotional thing while I'm dying and getting, what would this feel like? I had nothing to, So I end up, going on for hours. He kept every inch of that footage. When I saw the movie at the premiere, I was just going, oh, God. It just kept going and going and going. He let me die and die and die and die. So, yeah, anyway, so it's all in there, and I'm embarrassed out of my mind, so thank you for bringing it up.
Thank you.
Now, I just want to mention we have about 12 minutes left, so we got.
I'll try to go fast. I talk too much. Okay. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Lily. I met you earlier. Thankfully, no relation to Lilith at all. But I was just wondering, I've been interested in doing special effects since I was a child. I'm in my 20s now, and I've helped out with one film so far. But I was wondering if, from your perspective as kind of the model for all of these prosthetics, what is something that you would ask of artists to kind of know when they're applying prosthetics and, for your own comfort, I don't like when people squeeze my shoulders or poke my eye.
Right. Oh, that's really a good question. Thank you for that. Well, I've spoken at makeup schools before on this very topic of how to work with an actor, right? Because when you're practicing makeups and you're worried about the design and the look, you might be forgetting sometimes there's a person in there sitting there for hours with you, and that they have to now go perform for 10, 12 hours on camera. Well, your job's not done when they leave your makeup chair. You go to set with them and you keep touching them up all day because things fall apart, things come unglued. So, and besides the makeup itself, you're kind of become a nursemaid for that actor, because we are nursing home patients once we get in that. I've been made up as superhuman things that have superhuman powers, but I can barely walk to the set, right? Well, that's where you come in too. Those are the people that have spoon-fed me snacks with a toothpick when I've got clawed fingers or something, and rubber around my face. They're the people who make sure that I have enough water when needed. And if there's a bathroom break needed, they're the ones that have to help to get, it's an embarrassing thing. But so there's a lot that goes into it. And your job is not done at wrap. You have to now be around for the makeup removal.
Yes.
And if you're doing a makeup day after day after day on an actor, you have to make sure that you remove your makeup gently and with a certain stroke, that you're not poking them with the brush, but brushing them with the makeup remover solvent to get these pieces off, and give them something really luscious and yummy. I use olive oil to sleep in at night because there's no chemicals, no alcohol in that. A lot of lotions have chemicals and alcohol in it. Yeah. So something natural just to rejuvenate overnight, to get them some moisture back into those raw spots when they come in the next day. Be ready to go, right? So I don't know if that helped at all.
That actually helps a lot.
Great,
Thank you so
much, love.
Hi, Doug.
Hi.
Hi, I am the Raven Queen today. As my human form, I go by Angie. I'm from New York, and my question is, I was going to take you way back. So, as a child,
yes,
was there a movie monster, iconic character that got you inspired into acting?
Right. Well, I talked about, I don't know if you were earlier or not, but I did mention Boris Karloff's The Mummy and Creature from the Black Lagoon. I watched them on black and white television, and well, they weren't black and white anyway, so it didn't matter. Watching them was like, there's monsters on film? Oh. I thought they were beautiful and well done. So yeah, thank you for asking.
Right, you're welcome.
Hi, I'm Meredith. I'm from Connecticut, and originally saw the Hellboy movie as a child, and that's how I learned about your work.
Thank you.
I apologize, I came in late, so if this question's already been asked, I can ask a different one.
Can you go a little closer to the
sure
microphone?
thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, my apologies for that. Do you want me to repeat myself?
No, I heard all that, yeah.
Okay, perfect. What are some of your funniest memories from the projects you worked on?
Funniest?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that one right off the bat. Star Trek Discovery. I'm doing a scene with Sonequa Martin Green, who played Captain Burnham on the show. I think it was we did 5 seasons. It was season 4. Her love interest, Book, was off doing something rogue without permission from Starfleet, and he sent a hologram to announce what he was going to do. And he had to apologize to Burnham for this. So she calls me into her quarters to watch this hologram message from him. So we're quietly in her quarters, just the two of us, watching this hologram. And he's, I'm so sorry, I gotta go. I have to do this. So my people are in peril. And it goes away. And I turn to her and I'm like, has he done this before? She says, it's not like him. And I'm like, well, what do you think we should? And then I thought, maybe nobody heard. So I kept talking. I'm looking at Sonequa's face and she went, so I simply said in Saru's voice, that was me. Probably, and we all laughed for minutes while they kept the camera rolling, thank heaven. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day.
What's that?
I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yeah, I did indeed. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Good afternoon, Doug.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm happy and good, thank you.
We're glad you're here at Terrificon. And I just wanted to ask, in What We Do in the Shadows, you were the Baron.
The Baron, yeah.
And from what I understand, you were only supposed to do 1 episode.
That is the truth.
Can you please tell us the story, how that expanded?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things in this career is when relationships build and people like you, they'll keep you around. So the example is this. I was supposed to do the pilot episode of What We Do in the Shadows and be gone. The Baron is up in the attic, and the vampires come up to greet me after my long journey from the old country in Eastern Europe. And I come out of my coffin stark naked, with no genitalia, rubber prosthetics from head to toe. It took 6 hours to get into that makeup. And I'm asking them, I sent them to the New World, to North America, to conquer the New World. And I'm like, how is it going? And they're like, well, we haven't really made it out of Staten Island yet. And I'm like, so is the center of this New World Staten Island? And they were like, So then he finds out, then he realizes there's a camera crew filming them, and he eats the sound guy, and then if I'm like, I'm tired from my journey, I must slumber. So I go back into my coffin, After that, they were supposed to secretly grab my coffin and send it down the river, never to be seen again, because they didn't want to have to answer to me. But while we were filming the pilot episode, Jermaine Clement, one of the showrunners and creators of the show, he was also in the movie What We Do in the Shadows. He and Taika Waititi were paired up to create that and both act in that. He pulled me aside and said, "Doug, this is going far too well. If I write you into more of episodes, would you be able to come back?" I'm like, "Yes." I was having such a great time. So episode 6 of season 1, they brought the Baron back. He wakes up in the attic again, and he's like, "I want a night on the town. Like, let's go party all night." And so the Baron's Night Out became an episode that went down in history, I think, as one of the funniest half hours of television ever. And then after that, I got burned by the sun at the end of that episode. That was going to be the end of me. And while we were filming that episode, Jermaine Clement said, "Doug, we are having far too much fun with you. If I find a way to magically bring you back, can I?" I'm like, "Yes." So I made it all the way through season 6 with them. God bless them all. Yeah.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing, Doug.
Doug, I'm Bill from Stamford, Connecticut. I had met you briefly getting your autograph, and I just wanted to ask if you would share what your experience was like working with Bill Irwin as Sakal.
I'm sorry, with who?
With Bill Irwin as Sakal.
Yeah, Bill Irwin. Does everyone know who Bill Irwin is, right? Yeah. Oh. He's like a master, a vaudevillian clown master, and I've been a fan of his for years. And you've seen him in, what did he do on PBS? He was like a Mr. something.
Yeah.
What was that? Mr. Noodle, that's it, thank you. So as kids, we all, younger people watched him and got to know Mr. Noodle. But he is a physical master, and he knows clowning and tomfoolery, and he does the mime staircase thing behind a flat, you know. He does so many gags. I've been a fan of his, and so we're in the middle of filming, and I get a call from one of our producers saying, "Doug, we almost have Bill Irwin to play, you know, another Kelpian, my same species, on the show. Would you mind giving him a call? Because he would love to talk to you, because he hasn't made up his mind yet." So, now this is, I've idolized this man. I've never met him, and they want me to call him and talk him into being on our show, right? That's a big responsibility. So we get on the phone together, and I'm like, "Hello, Mr. Irwin." And it turns out he's a fan of mine too. Stop it. So we had a great chat on the phone. I told him all about, like, you know, he'd been through some prosthetics before. Remember, he was Lucy Liu's dad in, is that her name, the character in The Grinch? I think he was the postman. Cindy Lou Who, that's Lucy Liu. She's a lovely actress, but not in that movie. Okay, there you go. So
that's going to make TikTok.
Yeah, okay. So he knew prosthetics, but he didn't know this particular, and my horrible Saru shoes in our high heel position, the walk and all that. So anyone who played a Kelpian on our show, I had to coach them. So when he said yes and came to set and was getting made up as Sakal, the Kelpian who started the burn, which is a long story, those were the episodes that I was in a hologram. We met his character, in a hologram program, and so our characters all changed species as we entered the hologram. I became human. So those are the 2 episodes I was human for, and so I'm now working with, after coaching him on how to be a Kelpian, I don't look like one. He does. I'm like, oh, okay. So, but he had to go through coaching on the walk with me, how Kelpians walk and how they gesture. But then he took it on his own, as I figured he would do. And I said, "But you're Bill Irwin, do whatever the frick you want," right? So he created such a great personality for Sakal, and it was just a wonder to watch him work. And we're still in touch to this day. I love him dearly. Thank you for asking.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we got 4 minutes, so.
Okay.
Mark and Brady from Massachusetts. My son's question is, he wants to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how is it working on What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh, 10, 11, 12. I know, I loved I loved every minute of it. That was another job like The Neighbors where I looked forward to going to work every day because I knew we were going to laugh all day and put things on film that are preposterous and hilarious and sometimes naughty. You know what I mean? And you're not supposed to know about that at your age. My goodness, child.
Don't judge me for letting me.
I'm not going to. As long as you're there to explain, okay, honey, we don't do this in real life. Okay, whatever. Okay, good. But yeah, funniest writers, funniest co-stars, and they also let us play after they encouraged improv on that show. So after we did a scene scripted a couple times, they got satisfied takes. Then they would say, okay, here's the fun run. So we got to do a couple takes going as far off the script as we wanted. And some beautiful gems came out of that. And we all knew that that was coming, so everybody kind of prepared, ooh, I can work this in there, that line there, I can do this here. So it was great fun and such a creative and collaborative environment. So thank you so much for watching and being a fan.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And speaking of great fun, this panel has been great fun, has it not? Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Please visit Doug at his table. Keep it going. Doug Jones.
Hey, this is Wilson Cruz from Star Trek Discovery, and you're watching Fandom Spotlite. Be sure to like and share, plus have fun and follow your fandom. Doctor's orders.